Welcome into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. It's Alex Napolis. Standing alongside me is Brian Brown. Brian, how you doing, man? Isn't it good to be back?
Alex, I am never better than the start of football season. It smells amazing up here. Just the fact that we've got a full crowd. You can smell the concession stands cooking. The field looks incredible. The stands are loaded with the pride of Bountiful. It is a great night for high school football.
Absolutely fantastic, and we're here live at Bountiful High at Larry Walsh Stadium, getting ready to kick off the new season. The 2024 school year is upon us. Football is back for another season of drama, intrigue, and suspense. And what a matchup we have tonight as the 5A Bountiful Redhawks taking on the 6A Herriman Mustangs. Let's take a look at this home side first, Brian. The Bountiful Redhawks last year came just that short to holding up a state championship trophy. Fell to Timpview over at Rice-Eccles Stadium. What does this team need to do this season to get back to that stage?
Well, it's stay the course for the Bountiful Redhawks. Like you mentioned, Alex had an incredibly successful run. A bit of a surprise to some people, led by Falatoa Soatawala, who's now down at BYU. He's gone, but in his place, they've got some stellar football players, especially number 4, the signal caller, Emerson Galeman. He's one to watch tonight for those watching at home who have never seen Bountiful. A phenomenal football player, a bit under the radar as far as recruiting goes, but he is an electric, athletic, smart football player.
Emerson Galeman, who had 2,950 yards last season, 23 touchdowns. He is the leader of this offense, and all eyes will be on him tonight. The big question, though, who's going to emerge for this Bountiful side? Who is going to replace Satuala?
Yeah, and that is a valid question, Alex. I think you're going to look at the running back position for Siaki Fekitoa. He was phenomenal last year. Both he and Emerson really emerged towards the end of the year as standouts and stars, carrying the load as Satuala was injured. I expect them to have big games tonight, as this is an experienced, deep, Bountiful squad going up against a very young and fresh, I guess, Herriman group across the sideline.
Taking a look at the visitors now, the Herriman Mustangs. New beginning. It's a new era. Head coach Matt Rickards, after spending 11 seasons at Kearns High School, is now here in his first game as the head coach of the Herriman Mustangs. And how important is it going to be for Rickards and this side to start off the season with a win?
It's almost like a brand new program in a lot of respects. Only the 3rd head coach in Herriman history is Rickards, I believe. And so for that very reason, Alex, they need to come out and have a strong showing tonight. I don't necessarily expect them to come out with the win, but it's about being competitive and buying into everything that Coach Rickards has brought with him from Kearns.
And we are underway as the 2024 school year commences. That ball straight through the end zone and out, touchback, and we'll have our chance to see this Herriman Mustang offense for the first time this year.
Yeah, and obviously kickoff rules still the same at the high school level. It's a little bit of a downturn there in the energy as it's just a touchback. But to your point, Alex, we're about to find out if this Herriman offense is really going to run like we expect the Mustangs to do.
Talk about who's going to replace Satuala, but the question for Herriman, who's going to replace Freddie Tayai? Up step Bryson Benson, the senior quarterback.
And Benson had gotten some time last year, but it really was Freddie's show. It'll be interesting to see what Herriman does in a new system.
1st and 10. Benson is going to throw. He's looking deep, and he's going towards Hatch, and he catches it. And he's going to take it all the way. What a start for the Herriman Mustangs. Touchdown, Taylor Hatch.
Rumble, young man, rumble, Taylor Hatch. He lit off the seatbelt, and he was uncatchable down the sideline. What a ball, what a catch, and what a start for this Herriman Mustang team. That's a house party in the end zone for the Mustangs on the very first play of the game. Wow.
What a start for the Mustangs. Goosebumps up here in the booth, Brian. Fantastic. The kick is coming up. The Mustangs take the lead off the first play on the first drive. Stepping up to take the kick is Riker Sadal. The ball is snapped, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's just like that, 7-0 Mustangs lead.
Well, it's the announcer's blessing or the announcer's curse, right? I said the first touchback wasn't exciting. Herriman had something in store for me. I don't know if it was something they saw on film or if they just wanted to take a shot to settle the nerves, but what a great call by Coach Rickards and this staff to go out and get after it early on. I don't want to say it's an upset alert, Alex, but that's a phenomenal start for this Herriman Mustang football team.
What a start. What a way to come out and set the tone here for head coach Matt Rickards and the Herriman Mustangs. They lead at 7-0. And now how will Bountiful respond? We talked about Easton Galeman. Let's see what he's able to do as his offense is about ready to trot out.
And first, it's the special teams up here, and that's something that Bountiful has really worked hard on in years past is making that unit truly special. You can't necessarily see it with the camera angle right now, but you've got the offensive line here on the 40-yard line huddled up at tight. They already know what the job is right now, Alex. They've got to go out. They've got to sustain a drive. They've got to reestablish some of that momentum that Herriman went out and snatched early on.
And this is a very good offensive line for the Bountiful side. They return most of their starters from last season.
Yeah, an experienced group and a strong group. You know, not necessarily the biggest offensive line. We're really lucky here in the state of Utah. There's so many big offensive linemen, but it's a group that works very well together. They play physically. They play tough.
Riker Sadal will boot this one away as the Mustangs lead at 7-0. That ball will roll and take a bounce. An awkward deflection there. Bountiful recovers, and they're going to be pinned deep as that ball took a bounce right at the 1. And the Bountiful Redhawks offense will be set up inside their own 5 on their first drive.
And not the greatest of start for Bountiful today, but the biggest thing is that you got the ball back, right? So now you've got a chance to go out, establish a drive, settle those nerves down a little bit, take a deep breath, just relax. For Herriman, you're seeing some fortuitous bounds. How can you capitalize on that as the game goes on?
Galeman inside his own red end zone.
It is a very red end zone at that.
Shotgun formation. He'll leave it for Fekitoa, and Fekitoa will bounce out to the left, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. Nice, decent pickup there from Fekitoa on the first run.
Yeah, and see, that's where you see he's so good, right? Starts inside, knows when to bounce it outside, able to get a few extra yards, provide some breathing room there. Fekitoa is just a really, really talented back. If you didn't watch him last year, you're in for a treat tonight.
8 yards on that carry. 7 yards on that carry. Well, it'll be second down here for the Redhawks. Galeman and Fekitoa again lined up in the shotgun. Galeman takes the snap. He'll leave it for Fekitoa as Fekitoa goes out to his left again. And the Herriman Mustang defense this time on top, and they'll stop him short, third down.
And we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a very young Herriman football team, but early on, they're up to the task. It's a well-coached squad. Talked about Coach Rickards coming over from Kearns. This is a big moment for them early on in the game.
Big 3rd and inches coming up here for the Redhawks as they trail 7-0 here at Larry Walsh Stadium. Galeman and Fekitoa. Fekitoa, who is returning from last year, had 147 carries for 1,086 yards. Fekitoa will take the handoff, and he'll get the first, but just barely, as that Herriman defense all over the run game.
Wasn't able to quite get a number, but a great job by the Herriman defender there to reach out and get an arm tackle on Fekitoa to at least slow him down, because he had a lot of daylight if he would have been able to scoot past that first level, Alex.
Good run there from Fekitoa. We have a first down and 10 coming up on the 16-yard line for the Bountiful Redhawks. Galeman again lined up in the shotgun. Fekitoa alongside him. Galeman will take the snap. He'll drop back, looking to pass. And he'll step up in the pocket, and he's taken off. Galeman has the first, and he's brought down, wrestled down there by Xander Nicholson.
A little bit of a breakdown in the rush there. We talk about cage rushing, meaning you want to stay in your lanes. Bountiful able to open up a nice hole there for Galeman to either throw or run through, and he's such a good athlete. You see how quickly he gets out there. Very explosive. He's able to dunk a basketball. He's also really intelligent, has offers from several Ivy League schools. Like I said, one of my favorite under-the-radar prospects in the state this year.
Gilman again lined up, ready to take the snap. First down here for the Redhawks. Gilman takes the snap. He'll drop back, and he'll dump it off. Nice little screen play there as number 16, Tidwell, makes the catch, and he's brought down after about a 4-yard gain.
And Tidwell is one of those great stories for this Bountiful football team. Goes both ways. He's trying to help out and anchor a wide receiver group that's got some inexperience. You see they're trying to get the ball out on the screen, maybe capitalize on that aggressiveness from the Herriman defense. Not a massive gain, but 2-3 yard chunks. That's more than enough to get the ball moving.
8:55 left to go here in the first. 7-0 lead, Mustangs. Gilman again. Line up to take the snap, and he'll leave it for Fekitoa. Fekitoa to the left, makes one miss, and now Fekitoa has room and has space. Fekitoa to the 40, to the 30, and wrestled down. What a run there by Fekitoa.
Sprinkle a little sugar out there, my man. You can see how talented Siaki Fekitoa is. Hits the hole, sets up the defender, cuts to the outside, and then he's got that breakaway speed. Looked like he had a little bit of a wind issue there towards the end. So many moves and so many broken tackles along the way, but especially these first games, these guys have been working so hard. They're amped up. We're amped up here in the booth right now. I can't imagine how high the adrenaline is for them down there.
Great start by the junior running back, Fekitoa. It's a 1st and 10, Bountiful, as Gilman takes the snap. He drops back. He'll get it off, and that's going to be caught by Beck, and then Beck is wrestled down by the Mustang defense.
Yeah, Trey Beck, a good target out there, able to secure the football. This is a group for Bountiful that really needs to find some go-to guys because Gilman's a great quarterback. You can see what Fekitoa does in the run game. It's almost a complete offense. And if we can get a few receivers to really develop this year, that's really what's going to help them make that charge for the state championship.
5-yard catch from Beck sets them up with a 2nd and 5 on the 25-yard line. Gilman again will take the snap. He'll drop back, and he gets it out to Tidwell. Tidwell trying to turn it up quickly, and he's wrestled, is able to escape the first one, but then is brought down by the Mustangs.
Yeah, and again, it's those chunk yards. We talk about what makes a successful drive. Well, you need a mix of big yardage, explosive plays, and then those chunk plays like that where you get a few extra yards. Great job by Tidwell to fight for the first down.
1st and 10, and the Redhawks inside the red zone. Ball set up at the 18-yard line. Gilman once again lining up in the shotgun. That's going to be number 10, Zeke Murdoch, standing alongside him. And Gilman will keep, and he's trying to throw. He'll escape out to the right, and he's wrestled down behind the line. That's going to be a sack for the Mustangs.
Nice job by that Herriman defense to break down, contain Gilman. You see, he's gotten a lot stronger this year, Alex, watching him from last year to this year. A lot more confident. And able to bring him down about the 21-yard lines for a 3-yard loss there. And that's something that Herriman really needed. They needed one play to go their way.
Big defensive play there from the Herriman Mustangs as Bountiful trying to get back on level terms. 2 receivers lined up to the near side. Gilman will take the snap. He'll drop back. Pressure's coming. He'll have to dump it off. And he gets it to Fekitoa, but he was going to be wrestled down behind the line as well. Another loss for the home side.
Boy, and what a great job. I believe that was number 10, Toa Roberts, from the linebacker position coming up to make the tackle. Just a wonderful job to bring down Fekitoa. And we talked about Herriman needing something. These are back-to-back plays to give them a little bit of extra juice here as they're trying to keep Bountiful out of the end zone.
Great job by this Herriman defensive line. They're getting the pressure on the Bountiful offensive line. They're bringing the pressure on Gilman. We'll see what they can do on 3rd and long. Gilman will step back. He's looking to throw. He'll dump it off. That's caught. It's going to be number 13, Connor Clark. And he's going to be wrestled down. Gets back to about the 16-yard line. Not enough for the first. And we'll see if Bountiful decides to trot out their field goal team, and they will.
Yeah, it was an interesting decision there for Coach Freckleton. I think had you not lost yardage on both previous plays. Maybe you take a shot there on 4th down, but the good safe decision here, kick the field goal. Had a good long sustained drive. You got a lot of game left to go.
Landon Zayas, the senior. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, it's 7-3. Mustangs lead it here at Bountiful. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll have more action coming up here on the Larry Walls Stadium is the place. Bountiful and the Mustangs taking on each other here in Week 1. High school football is back, and it's the Mustangs who lead at 7-3, Brian.
Yeah, if you're tuning in for the very first time, that's probably a bit of a surprise. An early first play touchdown from the Herriman Mustangs on a deep pass. Bountiful able to answer with a field goal, and that's an unfortunate special teams mistake there for the Redhawks as that one goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds, the flags come out. First flag of the afternoon. And of course, it'll go against the Bountiful Redhawks. Give a little extra yardage to the visiting Mustangs.
It's one of those moments where maybe as a coach your thought process is that you want to try and pin Herriman deep, right? Really take away the momentum, get back a little bit of what you gave up early on. Just not able to execute. These first games are so much about getting the nerves under control and working through the mistakes. These are still kids for the most part, even though the football is so electric and good. And so you're going to see a lot of those mental errors or the missed execution and things like that throughout the course of this game. Really what it's going to come down to at this point, I think, is the team that's able to fight through all of that and keep playing hard.
Bryce Benson and this offense come out once again. First down here for Herriman. Benson will take the snap, and he'll throw it over the middle, looking for Toa Roberts, but that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, we saw Britton Tidwell catch 2 passes on the offensive end. Almost had a third one there for an interception. It hit him in a bad spot right in the hands. He wasn't ready for that one. You can see that's that first time starting experience as a quarterback right there, where you're trying to rush the throw, get through all those actions, everything like that, and you just missed the throw just a little bit. And I'm sure we'll start to see Benson settle in more as the game goes on.
Had the bomb to start us off, and now second down coming up here for Herriman as it's pitched back, and now Benson will take it up himself. Bryce Benson gets the first as he steps out of bounds. Nice trick play there from the Mustangs.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of a hesitation there from the Bountiful. I thought I heard a whistle. I don't know if that was from the stands or what was going on. I'm not sure if the camera picked that one up here in the booth, but like you said, Alex, a good trick play, something to get the ball rolling, get you that first down, and really Herriman has come out and done a great job offensively so far.
Benson again lined up in the shotgun. He'll drop back, and that one will fall incomplete. Intended for Stetson Jones as it just hits the turf. A little low on that one.
And pressure in his face there as you see the play action, trying to freeze the defense. But this is an experienced Bountiful unit. They're used to that kind of action. They know what to do. They're well coached. Saw number 42, Justa Taufa, in there on the defense, applying the heat.
2nd and 10 here for the Mustangs. Ball snap. Benson will hand it off. This is number 5, Kyler Bueller, who takes it up, and he's going to be brought down after about 3 on the rush.
Yeah, not a big gain there on the running game. You've seen this Herriman offensive line had their lumps early on, seeing some pressure from Bountiful. This is a very young unit. You're starting a true freshman, number 76, Toa Fenga, there at left tackle, and across the rest of the unit, also a lot of youth. Just need to calm down a little bit here, settle in. A tough task against this Bountiful defense.
3rd down from the Mustangs. Benson will drop back. The pressure's coming. He escapes, and he's going to be sacked. It's going to be Josh Lindquist with the sack, and Bountiful with the stop.
Lindquist brought some friends to the party with him. What a great job. Great call by the Bountiful defensive coordinator as they blitz Herriman early on. We thought maybe Herriman was going to throw the ball a lot. That's the first time that it really came back to bite them. And now they're going to be punting from the 35-yard line. It's 4th and I think 25 to go. So Bountiful should end up with some pretty good field position here.
Riker Sadal will punt this one away for the Mustangs as that ball is booted up and away. And that ball will take a bounce at the 20. We'll go back to the 15. And now here comes a return for Trey Beck. That's Clark as Clark breaks out to the right. Clark's taking it up. Clark pushed out of bounds, and what a return there from Cannon Clark.
You can see why maybe he tried to take a shot earlier on returning the kickoff. That guy's got some juice, able to cut outside. Had one defender to beat outside of the sideline, just not able to get past him. But Clark did a great job of putting Bountiful in good position here. I would not be surprised to see them take a shot early on and try to really bury this Herriman Mustang team. As we talked about a lot on the broadcast, it's a young group from Herriman. If you're able to get a shot here, that could really tip the momentum in your favor as a Redhawk fan.
Galeman leads this offense out once again, still trailing 7-3 with 2:38 left to go here in the first. Galeman will break out to his right. He'll make it back to the line again, but can't get much more.
And this Herriman defense has done a great job of tackling all night. Looks like the safety coming up on that one, I believe. Number 1, Braxton Hatch coming up from the safety position. Just doing a phenomenal job of tackling. Another indication of good coaching. Units that tackle well.
Last time we saw this Bountiful offense, they started inside their 5 on the 3-yard line. Now they got good field position after the return. See if they can capitalize. It's second down. Galeman will take the snap. He'll leave it for Fekitoa. Fekitoa up the middle, and he gets a nice little push there as Fekitoa gets a nice run.
You can see why he's so highly thought of. He's a little bit more diminutive, but he's so quick to hit the hole. He can kind of get lost inside of there. But even with his smaller size, he's still a really stout runner. That's just a great pickup and leaves you with, I like to call it third and average, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. We call it third and brown bear. There's nothing wrong with being average as long as you score at the end.
3rd and brown bear coming up here for the Bountiful Redhawks. Ball on the 36. Clock still running. As Galeman takes a snap, he'll give it back to Fekitoa, and Fekitoa's met at the line, nowhere to go as the Mustangs get in the backfield.
You can see with every play, the confidence for this Herriman defense is growing. It's a terrific job. I believe that was number 33, Xander Nicholson, perhaps. My eyes are getting worse as I get older. Doesn't hurt that this window's a little bit got a little bit of leftover dust for maybe the field replacement. Who knows?
Galeman will take the snap on 4th down. Prior to the snap, we'll have a little bit of a change here as now Galeman gets back and will take the snap. 4th down for the Bountiful Redhawks. Looking deep, and it's caught. Tidwell brings it in, steps out of bounds, and it's a first down, Redhawks.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes you just got to sit back and admire the beauty. What a throw by Emerson Galeman there. Able to find who I think is becoming his favorite target in Tidwell. We mentioned him earlier. It's going both ways tonight. What a huge, huge pickup for this Bountiful offense.
Tidwell making some plays here in the first quarter. 24 seconds left. Galeman again, and this offense inside the red zone. Last time they had to settle for a kick. Let's see if they can punch it in this time as Galeman will hand it off to Fekitoa. Fekitoa bounces out to the right, stays on his feet, gets a nice gain, and he's finally brought down after a big 8-yard run there from Fekitoa.
If you're a defensive coordinator, there's nothing more frustrating than a guy like Fekitoa. You think you've got him once, you think you've got him twice, you think you've got him a third time. It takes the entire defense to bring him down, and he gets 8 yards. What a machine.
Second down, but prior to that, we'll head to the end of the first. Brian, what have you seen so far from this Bountiful offense?
Consistency. Not quite the best effort we want to see from them early on. You don't want to be at your best in the very first game, but they've been consistent in making drives. Now you got to finish this one, I think, to really get into that groove. You're live with the mistakes at this point in time, but I do love the aggressiveness. We talked about Fekitoa and Galeman at the start of the game. They've both been great so far.
We'll take the break. When we come back, second quarter action when we return here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Napoles. He's Brian Brown. We're getting ready to start the second quarter as the Redhawks lead it, the Mustangs lead it 7-3, but the Redhawks knocking on the end zone.
The Redhawks are leading this drive right now. That much is for certain. And, an inauspicious start for us in this game, Alex, is the very first play. Deep pass from Herriman goes for a touchdown. We've seen Bountiful fight back, 2 sustained drives, and they're looking to punch this one in right now.
Again, last time we saw this Redhawks side in the red zone, they had to settle for a kick. That Herriman Mustang defense came up with a big sack on third down. We'll see if they're able to punch it in. Galeman will take the snap. He'll hand it off to... That's not Fekitoa, that is Murdoch. And Murdoch will just take it up the middle for a nice gain and get the first.
And we were talking about just settling in as a unit, and you can see that experienced offensive line just go to work and start moving bodies, allows Murdoch to rush for the first down, give Fekitoa a little break. He's been putting in the work today. It looks like he's headed for a 100-yard game. But at this point in time, Bountiful knocking at the door.
Good run from Murdoch will set up this Redhawk offense inside the 10. It's first and goal. Galeman will hand it off to Murdoch, and Murdoch's met in the backfield, tackled for a loss.
Boy, every time you think Bountiful's got some momentum, this Mustang defense has stood up and fought back. Really, really impressed by the grit early on from this young football team.
How about the junior Bo Traver coming up with the tackle for a loss there to set this Redhawk offense back just a little. Second down coming up here for Bountiful. Ball snapped, and he'll hand it off. This time it's Fekitoa, who gets back to maybe the original line of scrimmage, but not much going there as he breaks out to the right.
And you see as that field gets shorter, the tension escalates, right? Herriman's really digging in, fighting to stay aggressive. Those safeties don't have to stay as far back, and so makes running in the short yardage situations much more difficult. I wonder if Bountiful goes for maybe some play action or a little boot action with Emerson here.
Third and goal from the 7. Galeman with Fekitoa. Line up in the backfield. He'll leave it for... No, he'll keep it. He'll throw. He's going to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tidwell, and we'll have to settle for a kick again, Brian.
When you talk about throws that you wish you could have back, that's one of those that just not quite on the same page, not able to convert it for the touchdown. Like the play call there, just one of those ones, again, talk about first game of the season, you're still working through stuff, and Bountiful can come away with this with a field goal. That's still good. But really, you got to get a touchdown at some point.
Landon Zayas hit the first. See if he can do it again off the right hash. The snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good right down the middle. And Bountiful get back within one. 7-6 here in the second quarter. We've got 10-13 left to go. We'll take the break. When we come back, we'll have more second quarter action when we return. Landon Zayas puts 3 on the board. He's 2 for 2 on the night. Makes it 7-6. Bountiful still trail by just the 1. And we'll see Benson and this Mustang offense take the field again.
And it's been a 1 for 2 trip for Benson and the Mustangs as they had one very successful drive. In fact, one just play overall. We'll see what they're able to do. The defense has been outstanding tonight. We knew that Bountiful was going to run the ball and run the ball well. They've been up to the task. If the offense can get another score here.
Zayas will boot this one up and away. Fielded there by the Mustangs inside the 10. That's going to be Braxton Hatch, who's trying to break out to his right. Brought down. Nice coverage by the Bountiful Redhawks. And now here comes this Mustang offense.
We've kind of seen every variety of kicks so far in this game, haven't we, Alex? We've seen the high rainbow, the deep touchback, tried the angle, directional kick. Kind of mixed bag of results as well.
First down coming up here for the visitors. It'll be 1st and 10 with the ball on the 29-yard line. And once again, Bryce Benson, the senior, coming up to lead this Mustang offense. He'll leave it for Buller, and he'll be met maybe a yard on that gain.
Yeah, there's no surprise there for the Redhawks defense. Swallowed up immediately. Number 70 there, Ethan Higginson.
Second down coming up here for Herriman, as Benson will take the snap. He'll drop back, looking to throw over the middle, gets it to number 4, Kemper Castro, the sophomore, standing at 6'4", brings it in. Big tight end target for Benson.
Yeah, Castro is one of those guys that they're very high on over at Herriman High School. You can see why. Big physical body, able to secure the catch, puts him in a nice third and short, almost third and average. We're 3rd and 4. We're 3rd and brown bear.
Third and manageable here for the Mustangs.
There we go.
Bryce Benson will take the snap. Player goes in motion, drops back, and pressure's coming, and he'll just have to throw this one away. Hits the turf, and it's a 4th down coming up for Herriman.
Yeah, great job there by Colton Krogh, able to bring down Benson. He's not able to step into the throw. He's trying to throw off platform. The ball doesn't really go anywhere. In fact, that's probably the best outcome from that play right there. The ball just falls incomplete. You want to live to play another day. Don't throw the ball away there and risk an interception.
Punt team on now for the Mustangs, as they'll have to boot this one away. It's going to be Riker Sadal. Heavy, high snap, but he's able to bring it down and boot this one up and away. Brought in and taken down as Brock McSwain trying to make the return, but the Herriman coverage team all over him.
Well, I tell you what, that was a great job by McSwain to just catch the ball. He's looking into the sun and the shadows a little bit. That can play tricks, but also he's kind of coming at it sideways. So just able to secure it. A nice job by the Herriman coverage team there. Number 25, Sione Now, junior linebacker, did a great job to bring him down.
2 drives for this Red Hawk offense, both resulting in field goals, Brian. Let's see what they're able to do here on this possession.
This might be a time where I'd go with a little bit of tempo.
Galeman will take the snap. He'll get it out quickly into the hands of Jackson Gonzalez, and it hits the turf.
Yeah, hit him in a bad place right there, right through the hands. Gilman had a little bit of extra on that one, but you can see that Bountiful is ready to attack. I think they've established what they want to do. Now's the time to go cash in some of that credit that you've been building throughout the game.
Unfortunate there from Jackson Gonzalez, who had it. Couldn't make the completion, and now we have a 2nd down coming up. But before that, whistles coming up. And it's going to be number 27, Eric Peterson, who has to come out.
It looked like it was an equipment issue of some sort. The official was pretty demonstrative that he needed to go to the sideline. So
Lamoni Matua into this one for Herriman, and now it's ball is snapped. Gilman will throw, and miscommunication there as Colton Krogh didn't turn back in time to see that one coming at him, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little bit of an option route there, and you see Krogh looking to go bend it inside. Gilman saw some to the outside. You see the mix-up there. That's what leads to the incompletion. It's in early season games. I'm going to say that about 1,000 times tonight, so be responsible if you're playing at home, folks.
The Red Hawks here trying to avoid going 3 and out. Gilman will take the snap. He'll drop back. 2 receivers out to the far side, going deep, and it's caught into the hands of Brock McSwain as it goes incomplete, and that would have been a touchdown.
Oh, just a beautiful throw. You see McSwain looking at it in, and for whatever reason just slips through his arms. He did such a good job on the previous punt, able to secure that one. Oh, it's one of those ones. It's a heartbreaker.
Brock McSwain probably wishes he could have that one back. It'll be 4th down as Bountiful will have to punt it away, and it looks like there's a flag out. The ball went over the punter, but they might get bailed out here by the flag.
It's coming from the back, Judge, so I wonder if maybe it was a play clock. Or too many men on the field. Let me get the call here. It's good to have the officials back in my life.
See what the call is on 4th down.
Our cameraman's chuckling. He knows my, we'll call it deferential relationship with the officials.
Your love for the officials.
That's right.
There you go.
We're going to turn over a new leaf. No, in all honesty, the officials have a really difficult job. Really appreciate that they are willing to come out and do this. UHSAA and the job that they do to get them all trained up. If you've ever really wanted to experience how hard a job can be, go be an official.
This year we show love to the Zebras.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, there we go.
Love and positivity.
Still a little bit of confusion down on the turf as Herriman want the safety. They want the points. But it looks like the Redhawks will have another chance here to punt this one away.
I don't know if we ever got an official signal. There it does look like the ball went back to the original line of scrimmage to me. Not exactly sure what the call was.
So the flag came out. Still conversations being had with the Matt Rickards over there on the far side, as the ball is still in the original, on the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no, I don't really blame Coach Rickards for needing an explanation here, because the snap does go over the punter's head. Herriman's able to recover in the end zone. For him, that's a massive play for their team. And we talked about it. Bountiful's had a few miscues early on. If you're Herriman and you want to get out of here with a win, you've really got to be able to capitalize on those.
Bountiful will get another chance here to punt it away. That ball goes to Tidwell, and Tidwell will boot this one away. Takes a bounce at the 50, and it'll be blown dead at the 49. Here comes the Herriman Mustang offense once again.
Yeah, snap's still a little bit high, and Herriman had the rush on. Tidwell just barely able to get it off. Does a nice job of getting it somewhere beyond the line of scrimmage. But I think this is the best field position Herriman started with all game. And with... Well, this is the problem with the new scoreboard, where it's you've got graphics up there and it drops off the clock, so I can't see that. I'm sure people love me justifying this at home, not knowing exactly what the clock time is, but there we go. 8:29 left. There's plenty of time for them to get a drive in and get a score.
Which brings up a very good point. The clock that we have on score is unofficial. We got our guy Sayer here running the clock for us tonight. That's a nice little run there by Yama Tai Tai, as he almost gets the first down. Good 9-yard rush.
Yeah, you love the extra fight. He's got the hand in the dirt, crawling for the extra yard, and Herriman's up and ready to go again fast.
A little bit of tempo here for the Mustangs as it's handoff to Tai Tai again. He breaks through and will get the first down. Nice little 3-yard run there from Tai Tai.
Well, he gets the first down and he pays the price. Just an absolute deluge of Redhawks defenders coming in laying some wood.
First down here for the Herriman Mustangs. The visitors still on top, 7-6. Benson will take the snap. Back to Tai Tai. He breaks out to his left. Nice little 3-yard gain there from Tai Tai.
And Herriman's doing a good job running behind the freshman tackle Fenga on that one. Big number 76, 6'5", 288. And if you are listening at home, the name sounds familiar. That is Rafe Enga's son, Toa Fenga. Just a freshman starting there at left tackle, but he could be a very impressive player.
Second down coming up here for the Mustangs. Tai Tai line up in the backfield. Benson will throw. He goes out, and it's incomplete, as it was Taylor Hatch the man with the touchdown, who unfortunately can't bring that one in.
Yeah, it looked like it was Riker Renteria trying to reel that one in. Just not able to control the football as he tries to turn and get that extra yardage. I like what Herriman is doing on this drive. They're trying to be quick with it, get that Bountiful defense moving around.
Third down coming up here for the Mustangs, and a big third down. Benson will take the snap, bobbles, brings it in, gets it out, and it's caught. And it's a first down for Herriman.
Boy, if you need to hire an employee, I want Bryce Benson on my side. That kid is cool as the other side of the pillow, able to handle the bobbled snap, just delivers a strike right into the breadbasket of the wide receiver, able to pick up a first down.
Catch made by Lamoni Matua, and it'll be first down Mustangs. Handoff to Buhler. Buhler will be brought down after a 4-yard gain there. Second down for the Mustangs.
And this is turning into a great drive for Herriman. They started at the 49, now gone through 2 first downs, a sustained drive, and you want to get up in that 8 to 10 play range, start to wear down this Bountiful defense. It's a good roster for Bountiful, but we've already talked about it. You've got Tidwell going both ways, a few other guys going both ways. You need to wear them down.
Handoff again to Buhler. Buhler this time goes out to the right, and he's met. He's going to be brought down for a loss.
Yeah, textbook job by the Bountiful defense. Use the sideline as a help defender, string it out, allow the rest of your group to come up and gang tackle there. Minimal gain. Now we're 3rd and long. That really shrinks the playbook now for Herriman.
Ball on the 24-yard line for the Mustangs. Just outside the red zone, 3rd and long. We'll see if they can get a conversion here. 3 wide receivers lined up to the near side. Lamoni Matua will go in motion. Benson going for Matua, and that's just over his head, and it goes incomplete, and it's a 4th down.
Big stop, big stand there for Bountiful's defense. That's the kind of play that we expect to see from them. What's interesting is on the other side of the football right now, Alex, it does look like Herriman's looking to go for this here. I believe it's 4th down.
It is 4th down. It's going to be 4th down, and the Mustangs here looking to convert on 4th. Just outside the red zone. Benson lined up in the shotgun. Bunch out to the right. He'll drop back. The pressure's coming. Escapes out to his right. And he'll step out, but he's short. It's a turnover on downs. Redhawk ball.
That was really the best of a bad situation for Bryce Benson there. I believe it was Justice Taufa bearing down on him. And I tell you what, number 42 looks menacing. He's got that hair flowing out of the back of the helmet. I might be taller than him, but I still don't want him chasing me down from the behind.
Great play by that Bountiful defense to get the ball back. And they'll have 5:21 left on the clock to drive down, get some points on the boards, and take their first lead of the night. Let's see if they can do it. Emerson Galeman once again coming out to lead this offense. 2 receivers lined up here on the near side. Galeman will take the snap. He'll hand it off, and it's Fekitoa. Fekitoa escapes! Fekitoa out to the left, and he's brought down after a huge gain from Fekitoa.
If this is an audition to get your games broadcast every week, what an audition it is for Fekitoa. He is such a joy to watch, and you see the fight, the continuation. He's just got incredible balance as those legs are always churning. He's always fighting, doing a good job of brushing defenders' hands off of him, and that's a first down, but also it's just a beautiful run.
Incredible run there from Fekitoa. Just the start that Bountiful needed, and that ball is over. Bad snap, and a sack will come in as Gilman just lands on top of it to avoid any type of turnover.
Yeah, smart play by Gilman there just to get on top of the football. You see, he tried to see if he had any kind of breathing room and just falls on top of it, maintain the possession, but the early miscues are really what's kept this game close for Bountiful. All the credit in the world to Herriman. They've fought and stayed tough, but it's those mistakes early on that have really kept this game closer than maybe it could or should have been.
After the big run there from Fekitoa, the high snap will set them up. Oh, but a flag came out with unsportsmanlike conduct, so they're going to get this one back.
And I didn't see anything after the whistle. I didn't even see a flag out there, but it does look like maybe down here. But just a critical misstep. And again, we haven't seen a lot of big mistakes for Herriman this game, but that's one that converts a first down for the Redhawks. And just, boy, that's a tough play.
Redhawks will take the unsportsmanlike as they get a first down, ball set up at the 39-yard line. Gilman will drop back. Gilman steps up in the pocket, will dump it off. It's Fekitoa, and that's going to be a Redhawks touchdown!
You reach, I teach. Emerson Gilman there, schooling this Herriman defense, saying, don't pressure me. Finds the open Fekitoa, and it's nothing but red end zone for the Redhawks as they get their first touchdown of the season.
Gilman to Fekitoa, it's 6. Redhawks with their first lead of the night. And now Zayas coming out for the PAT. Ball is snapped, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, the home side take the lead.
And I've gushed a lot on the broadcast about both Fekitoa and Gilman. You can see why I'm such a big fan. He avoids the rush, able to dance out there a little bit, then throws that beautiful arching ball, gives Fekitoa plenty of time. He's wide open. Just a beautiful ball. Let him go out and catch it, and it's nothing but green grass and end zone in front of him. And just like that, Bountiful is in the lead.
Great play call as well there from the Redhawks, and the ability to get Fekitoa all by himself just in the middle of the field. And Fekitoa just has to do the rest. 13-7, Redhawks lead it with 4:25 left to go. Zayas out there to kick this one away. Herriman will get the ball back with plenty of time left on the clock prior to halftime. Landon Zayas kicks it away, and that one will sail at the 1. Brought out, Herriman trying to return, and brought down at the 21. Decent return there from the visiting Mustangs.
Yeah, it is a good return there considering the circumstance. I think if you're Bountiful, that's exactly what you want. The ball landing right at the 1, forcing them to return the football. And Herriman's got a good distance of field to go. Now, that being said, they've done a good job of moving the ball. We saw them move it in the run game last drive. We've seen them throw the ball, execute that fairly well. A lot of big targets out there.
Yamatai Tai came out and made some big runs. He's lined up in the backfield alongside Benson. And it's Tai Tai who will get the ball. He'll run it up the middle, and he's stopped after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, you got about 4 minutes left in this one, 4:10 to be exact. And so you do have plenty of time to run the ball. You can work your offense. If I were the coach, this is a situation where I'm going to be looking for Kemper Castro, right? The 6'4" sophomore. Saw him catch one ball. A good opportunity to go your big target tight end, see if he can stretch the field a little bit for you.
Benson again will take the snap and leave it to Tai Tai. Tai Tai breaks out to the left, but not much going there in the running game as he's brought down after a 1-yard gain.
Nice job. And we've seen a good job. Seen this Bountiful defense do a good job all game long of tackling. And I think it's a really underrated skill. You watch college, you watch the NFL, there's some really bad tackling out here. Seeing two very disciplined teams doing a good job executing here.
3rd and 6 here for the Mustangs. Trying to convert on 3rd down. Receiver goes in motion. Benson will throw it, and it's batted away. Parker Moore was there. Bats it down to the turf, incomplete, and it's 4th down Mustangs.
And you can see Moore a little demonstrative there, maybe wishing he would have gone for the interception, but you did the right thing, my man. Knock that ball down, end the drive, get the ball back so that you have control of it. Now I get it. Everybody wants to make a house call, but that's a great play, nevertheless, by Bountiful.
Riker Sadal will boot this one up and away. That ball will take a bounce, go into behind the 10. And that's McCain who's trying to bring it out. Or excuse me, McSwain. And he's met. Not much going there on the return.
You want to talk about fearless. I hope Brock McSwain is planning on being like a firefighter or a policeman or something like that. He has zero fear as that Herriman special teams was bearing down on him. If that was me, I'd be heading straight for the concession stands. I'm just being honest.
First down coming up here for the Redhawks. Able to get the touchdown on their last drive. We'll see if they can replicate that. Maybe double this lead before they head to the break.
And you got to imagine that if you're letting Emerson Gilman cook out there, there's going to be a feast coming. Like you said, Alex, 2:53 left. They're up 13-7 right now. Another score, especially another touchdown, would really be an emphatic point of emphasis at the end of this half.
Gilman will take the snap. He'll drop back, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked.
And good job by that Herriman defense to gang tackle. Talk about the cage rush, right? You want to maintain your rush lanes so that you keep the quarterback contained. He's done such a good job escaping earlier, that time not able to escape, and they bring him down for about a 2-yard loss.
I will say that I've liked the pressure that the Herriman defense has brought. They have been able to get into that backfield, disrupt the passing game for this Red Hawk side.
Yeah, and it's a defensive unit that lost a lot of talent from last year, right? One of your rush ends is up at Utah now, the other you from Asiata down at BYU. And so to be able to continue that tradition, that's a very, very strong statement.
Ball snapped. Gilman looking to throw. He'll break out to his right, and he'll step out of bounds and will lose yardage on the scramble.
And it looked like they were trying to set up a screen there of some sort. You see the Herriman defenders up front getting into the backfield, but that secondary did a good job. And sometimes when you're running screen passes into the boundary short side of the field, there's just too much going on. There's too much commotion. It looks like Gilman did the right thing, just got out of bounds. We talked about it. This is a smart kid, like a 36 ACT, 4.0 student, all that kind of stuff. That's why every Ivy League school in the country is like, hey, come play for us. I wish some of the in-state schools would say that, but hey, I'm just a guy holding the mic.
Gilman will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Murdoch. Nowhere to go as, again, the Herriman defense all over that. Now they'll have to punt it away deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and look, 3rd and long. It was 3rd and almost 20 there. What else are you going to do? I don't think you want to take a shot there. You can see that the offense isn't really firing on all cylinders, so do the smart thing. You've got the lead. Run the ball. See if maybe you can catch somebody off guard. And if not, you chew up a lot of that clock. And now Herriman takes a timeout, and I never want to be critical of coaches because it's a really tough job. If you're going to take the timeout, you let too much time get off the clock there. We'll leave it at that.
1:32 left to go here in the second quarter. Bountiful leads it. We'll step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. Back into Larry Wall Stadium, Bountiful High School. The Redhawks lead it 13-7 against the Mustangs. We're not too far off from halftime. 1:32 left to go. Redhawks coming out to punt this one away and give maybe Herriman another opportunity to try to get back on top.
Yeah, and this is the cat and mouse game, and we talked about it a little bit before the break. I think every fan who watches at home understands clock management, right? But a good point by our production assistant here, Braden Peterson, points out it's the first game of the year for the coaches too. They're a little rusty, right? So you see it right there, but nevertheless, probably trying to figure out if you want to go for it there if you're the Herriman coaching staff, and really, like you said, Alex, they could get great field position here, an opportunity to get at least some points. Oh boy.
High snap, he'll go down, he'll throw it away. And we'll see what the call is here. A safety as Herriman will get the ball back and 2 points. Another punt that goes over the head of the punter. This time, it's Mustang safety.
Well, it's an old Ron McBrideism, but on a punt, 2 out of 3, you got 3 things that can happen. 2 of them are bad. One of them happened right there for Bountiful, especially in your own end zone. Critical mistake there. Just high snap, do your best to try and control it, but player falls down, and that's an automatic safety. These are not NFL rules where you can get back if you're not touched. And, that's a big one because it gives not only 2 points to Herriman here, but they also get the ball back now, and barely any time has gone off the clock. And so we've talked about it. It's the first game for a lot of people. If I'm this Bountiful coaching staff, we got to regroup on special teams and really do a better job in the second half with that.
For the visiting Mustangs, probably best case scenario. You get the ball back, there's still plenty of time on the clock, and you get the 2.
Yeah, it's either a high snap or a touchdown return, right? You got 1 or 2, so that's, if you're Herriman too, the other thing, that gives you a little bit of extra wind now in your sails in terms of momentum. And whether or not you believe in momentum, these kids probably do. They're young, they're excitable, you get that good energy going, and that could be just enough. We've seen, this is a team that can make things happen both through the air and running, and we've seen Bryce Benson make some plays today.
Landon Zayas, 2 for 2 on field goals. He'll come out and boot this one away as, again, the Herriman Mustangs will get the ball back. But prior to, we have a timeout taken, called by the home side. And you know what, Brian? We'll take it as well. We'll take a step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. After the safety, Herriman gets 2. Bountiful here will have to punt this one away. We talk about field position, Brian. They have to kick this one away from the 20.
Yeah, and look, we've seen Bountiful use a variety of kickoffs, so it's likely to lead Herriman with good field position here. Special teams was a point of strength last year for Bountiful. Right now, early on, it's looking a little rickety.
Great kick there from Zayas as Herriman taken down at the 31. And they'll set up shop with, again, 1:25 left to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I believe it was Braxton Hatch that was returning. That looked like he stumbled, that old turf monster, at it again. You never see him, but he just pops out of nowhere sometimes.
He gets you when you least expect it.
Oh. Unfortunately, these days it gets me way more often than I care to admit.
First down coming up here for the Herriman Mustangs. Benson back out onto the field. He'll throw it to Matua, and Lamoni Matua there, unfortunately, just can't bring that one in.
Yeah, just trying to hit a quick out there. Nice quick hitting play, trying to get a little momentum and a little rhythm going. Just falls incomplete. That's a very low-risk call in that situation, too.
Incomplete pass there to Lamoni Matua. Big shout-out to his older brother, Isaac Matua, as Benson will go out. And he'll find Hatch. Hatch will be wrestled down after 2 yards on the gain. Pass complete, but not much going there.
Boy, I'm just really impressed by the defenses on both sides. They've done a great job of defending against the screens. You saw some potential for Hatch to maybe break something there, and whatever breathing room he had got sucked out quickly by that Redhawks defense bearing down on him.
Third down here for the Mustangs. Pressure coming. Benson will throw this one over the top, batted away by Tidwell, and incomplete. Fourth down for the Mustangs.
I actually like the choice there. There's a lot of Redhawks jerseys. You just need a little bit more air underneath of that with Benson. And again, this is a kid that's not played a ton at the varsity level. Freddie Tawaya played so much last year, so good for Herriman last year. And so that'll be something that you'll see Benson improve on as the year goes by. But a great job, nevertheless, by Bountiful's defense. Tidwell getting in there to knock the ball away.
It's going to be booted away by Riker Sadal. It'll take a bounce. It'll roll into the end zone for a touchback. And now Bountiful, with less than a minute on the clock, will get the ball back.
And really, considering the situation, that's a optimal result for Bountiful there. You hold Herriman on offense, manage to keep away from the cookie. That's what I always used to yell as a coach. Stay away from the cookie. You want to go grab that ball when it's bouncing, and instead you're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line, and you've got control of the clock here. For me, I'm just handing it off on 3 straight plays, maybe even just putting a knee down at this point in time. You've got the lead. Just keep it safe. Maybe Bountiful wants to take a shot here. I don't know, but
here comes the Red Hawk offense again. Galeman with Fekitoa. Galeman will take the snap. He'll drop back. They're going to go for the throw, and it's caught and brought down. It's Junior Tippy with the catch.
That's why I stand in the booth instead of on the sidelines. Great call there by the Bountiful offensive coordinator. They take a timeout here. That's a big pickup, big first down. And that's a big play from Emerson Galeman.
Junior Tippy, the senior, able to bring it in. One of the best names in high school football there with Tippy.
Yeah, all name team there for sure. I don't know if you could hear it on the microphones, if it was picking up the crowd chanting his name. And considering that I don't believe school has started, maybe school started up here in Bountiful. I don't keep track of all the academic calendars across the state. But a great crowd for the first game of the season. You know, Utah is unique in the sense that we do start quite a bit ahead of most places in terms of playing these high school football games. It really does allow the high school football in this state to stand out. I'm sure there are coaches all across the country tuning in to watch these games. A lot of college-level talent here at the high school level, and you're seeing why. These are 2 very competitive teams right here, one 6A, one 5A, and we've got a great game so far.
Bit of a defensive battle here between the Bountiful Redhawks and the Herriman Mustangs. Bountiful projected to finish at the top of Region 5. They want to get back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. The Mustangs trying to start the Coach Rickards era with the win. 40 seconds left, over the middle, looking for Tidwell, and it's incomplete for the Redhawks.
And that's a great look there, just not able to connect. Tidwell a little bit deeper on the route. Galeman thought he was going to be a little more shallow. It was a little bit behind him. But man, like you can see, I love watching quarterbacks when they play with confidence. You see Galeman just step up, throw that dart. They're going to find that rhythm later in the season, man. And when they do, watch out.
Galeman again, second down here for the Redhawks. He'll take the snap, he'll drop back, he'll dump it off to Fekitoa. Fekitoa makes a move, makes one miss, makes 2 miss, out to his right, past the 40, pushed out of bounds, and Fekitoa does it again.
Well, it's a 1-2 punch for the ages with Galeman to Fekitoa, but I want to shout out Junior Tippy. Great job blocking down the field to allow Fekitoa to get even more yards. And it's 19.6 seconds on the clock. Bountiful is threatening.
The student section getting into it after the big play from Fekitoa. Time running down. Almost inside field goal range. Murdoch goes in motion. The screen out to Murdoch. Murdoch has time and space. He'll go out of bounds after a nice gain.
Well, it's kind of a nifty play there. It's that cheat motion that you hear talked about in the NFL all the time, but it's almost slow. So you're trying to get the defense to get into their drops, and then Galeman looks over at the last second and throws it. And Murdoch, being the speedster that he is, able to collect some yardage on that. Doesn't take a ton of time off the clock. But the bigger thing is that you're making that defense work so much on that play, trying to cover all that ground.
2nd and 3 coming up here for the Redhawks. 13 seconds left. Galeman again, lined up with Murdoch. He'll take the snap. He'll dump it off, catch, and brought down. Good catch there by Justice Tafua.
Yeah, Justice doing it both ways, playing tight end and defensive end. Hard to miss those long locks flowing out of the back of the helmet. That's a great catch, and Bountiful takes a timeout here with 7 seconds left. I think you've got just enough time to run one play Got to be a quick hitter.
Taufa there making a big catch. The senior send them up inside the 20, inside the red zone. First down for the Redhawks. 7 seconds left. Talk to me, Brian. What have you seen? What have you liked so far from both sides?
Well, it's Emerson Gelman being in control of this offense, especially this drive. Had one missed throw, but other than that, he's been fantastic. Just absolutely methodical. So I would be putting the ball in his hand right here. Now, if you flip the ball to the other side, it's Herriman's been tough and gritty in this red zone area. Backed up against it, they fought back every time. Do they have one more series in them, one more stop before the half?
7 seconds left. First down. Ball inside the red zone. Gelman will take the snap. He's looking for Tippy. Goes out to Tippy. Tippy tries to bring it in with one hand, but it'll go incomplete with 3 seconds left.
Again, it's a timing route there, right? And the timing is just not quite there at game speed. You've got the ball delivered right where it needs to be, right on time. Tippy just not able to reel it in. So now you're going to attempt a field goal, which, I mean, that's given the last 2 minutes of play, everything that Bountiful's overcome, this is a pretty great result for them.
Landon Zayas is 2 for 2. Take the timeout prior to the kick. And look, this is the third trip to the red zone for this Bountiful Redhawks side. Third field goal attempt inside the red zone.
Yeah. You see Coach Matt Rickards there trying to ice the kicker. If anybody out there listening wants to sponsor an HVAC company through Rewind, this would be a perfect time for advertising.
Sounds like a job for Moose.
Yeah.
Sounds like a job for Moose.
Where's Moose Bam? This is really where we need Moose's breakdown about, like, what's the weather like? You don't have real grass out there, so you can't pick it up and see which direction the wind's going.
Well, the good news for Zayas is that there is no wind. Both the flags, the flags on the field goal posts are very stationary. Not too much movement there. Maybe a slight breeze, but definitely, certainly within Zayas' range to get them 3 here before the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, about the only weather report I can give is beautiful. It's a beautiful night up here in Bountiful. The field looks amazing. That backdrop, one of the best in the state. And this is part of what makes high school football in Utah so special. You get views like this. It's spectacular.
After the timeout, Zayas again out on the field for the field goal attempt. Zayas is 2 for 2. The ball is snapped. The kick is up and it's blocked. Oh, what a block there for the Mustangs. They're going to try to run it back, wrestle down, and that's going to do it here for the first half. But what a play by the Mustangs.
Just digging deep for one more play. This young Mustang team has been outstanding when it's mattered the most. You can see the excitement erupting over there on the sideline as they trot off the field, but what a great job, a great way to finish the half for Herriman.
A defensive battle here at Larry Walsh Stadium. The Redhawks lead at 13-9. Brian, real quick, talk to me. What does Herriman have to do to get back in front?
Well, for Herriman right now, it's just about staying the course, right? You were in a tough situation, about to go down 16-9. You get the block, so you're going to come out in the second half. You've got to get one stop on defense, and then it's right back to trying to get another touchdown on the board. We've seen them move the ball. It's just about finishing drives.
Maybe a little bit of red zone woes from the Bountiful Redhawks. 3 trips, 3 field goals. What do they have to do to maybe punch it in once they get to that part?
It's about correcting the little things. We've talked about timing, right? We've talked about mental errors, high snaps, things like that. Just get in the locker room, take a deep breath. You're the football team that's gone out and for the first half shown to be the more dominant team. Multiple drives. So at this point, it's about settling down, focusing in, and cutting out on those mistakes. If you can do that, then the second half should be right. Everything's right in front of you to continue winning this game.
We'll take the break. Halftime here at Larry Walsh Stadium in Bountiful, Utah. Redhawks lead at 13-9. Don't go anywhere. Second half action when we return. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Napolis. He's Brian Brown. Larry Walls Stadium is the location. Brian, we are absolutely lucky to be looking out at this beautiful, beautiful mountain range view here at Bountiful High School.
Hashtag blessed. Find us on Instagram. It's a beautiful view, Alex, and so far it's been a beautiful game as well. You talked about it. Early defensive battle, a great back and forth. Both teams coming out to the Rocky theme right now. Perfect storyline for this second half.
I'm ready to put my pads on and get out there, make a couple of tackles with this song.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak over on this side of the mic.
My knees would not allow me to.
Nevertheless, we're excited to be up in the booth calling this game tonight. First half was incredible, Alex. You know, as I watched, some of the things that stood out were the early risk from Herriman to go for the big play, the very first play of the game, pays off with a touchdown. But can they generate enough offense in the second half to really stay in this game? We saw Bountiful, multiple miscues in the first half that allowed Herriman to stay with it. Can they fix those mistakes, and if so, does that lead to more points in the second half?
Teams out on the field, warming up. We're still waiting for teams to get ready here as they start the second half. And you're right, Brian, there's been a lot of miscues. And I mean, hey, like you mentioned, it's the first game of the year. We're going to see that. We're going to expect that. But I mean, overall, it's been a good battle between the two sides.
Yeah, and I think the unique thing about it, Alex, is that it's really been Bountiful that's showed more miscues than Herriman. Now, it's a young, inexperienced Herriman team. We've said that a lot on the broadcast. I know people at home are probably throwing their water bottles every time I say it. But that's the true story of this squad right now. They have not played like it at all. Can they continue that through the second half? Will obviously be one question. For Bountiful, you're the experienced team. You're the team carrying all the expectations into this. You mentioned they were picked to finish first in region. I think a lot of people believe this team has enough to win a state championship in 5A. Can you compose yourself at half and come out in the second and play Bountiful football, continue using Fekitoa and Gilman, maybe see Gilman a little bit more in the run game? We'll see if that takes place, but really it just comes down to their execution in the red zone.
I want to take a look at this Herriman Mustangs side real quick. You brought up a really good point early in the first quarter. You said it's almost like if this is a brand new team, a brand new program, because it's the first year, the first game under head coach Matt Rickards after 11 seasons at Kearns, finished 71-50, brought over his offensive coordinator Brian Good, brought over his defensive coordinator Tyler Pedersen as well from Kearns High School. But you only have one returning starter on offense and you have two returning starters on defense from last year. This is a completely new era from Herriman, and I think so far they've answered the bell really well.
They have, and I think a lot of it is just the play of quarterback Bryson Benson. He's been terrific tonight. Never put his team in a situation to where they're going to create a turnover or have a catastrophic mistake. And for a senior that's really getting his first varsity time, and we've talked a lot about Freddie Tai tonight on the broadcast. He was a really explosive, fun player to watch last year. I was lucky enough to call one of their games at Syracuse last year, and this is a very different offense. He was kind of the gravity last year, and to see them come out, kind of figure out an identity offensively, a lot of credit goes to Coach Rickards and his staff for having these kids ready to go. Now, they got a long season ahead of them, but they've built some solid momentum so far.
Teams are warmed up, the music is off, the cheering is out, and we're getting ready to start the third quarter, second half here at Bountiful High School. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Remember, from now to about mid-November, every Friday, we will be here live on KSLSports.com, bringing you the best action all the way up from Box Elder, all the way down to St. George, wall-to-wall coverage of the state of Utah and the game of football.
Now, shout out to Dane and Jeff back in the studio, running the Red Zone show, one of the best things that gets produced in our state, really showcases high school football, and Just real quick, a quick shout out to our fearless leader, Dusty Litzer. We love you, Dusty. We're praying for you always. Keep fighting. Keep working. Love you, man.
Riker Sadal comes out. The Bountiful return team set up. We're ready to get things rolling now here in the third quarter. And Sadal will boot this one up and away. It'll go through the end zone and out for a touchback. And now here comes once again the Bountiful offense. First time here in this second half for Emerson Gilman and the Redhawks offense.
And if you're Herriman, it's about sustaining that momentum that you picked up there at the very end of the game. Blocking that field goal is such a huge play. Now, can you continue to play with energy after that spike of adrenaline? That's what I'm looking for right now from this Herriman defense.
Gilman trotting out. It'll be Dawson Alsup and Siaki Fekitoa lined up alongside him. Two receivers lined up to the far side. Handoff to Fekitoa. Bounces out to his right. He's got time. He's got space. And how about it? Fekitoa at the 20, at the 10, and it's going to be a touchdown. Redhawks.
Fekitoa comes right out and says, I am the king of the gridiron. Let there be a grand sideline feast. Bring me all the finest meats and cheeses in the land. And it's nothing but pay dirt and a house call for Fekitoa. What a start for the Bountiful Redhawks.
And we have a flag.
No!
All that excitement. Bring it back. We take it back. Ball's coming back. A flag out over here in the backfield. And it will be no touchdown, but Fekitoa with an incredible start.
Love and positivity, right, Alex? That's the mantra. That's what we're repeating to ourselves. Yeah, that was a great run, great execution, I thought. Apparently there was someone who disagreed with me. That's fine. But you can see why Fekitoa is such a centrifugal force for this Bountiful offense with that play. It's a good practice run for us.
Incredible run from Fekitoa. So unfortunate that it has to come back with the flag. Take the points off the board. We'll do it again. This time on 1st and long. As Gilman takes the snap, he'll hand it off. I believe that's Murdoch. As he's brought down, swallowed up in the backfield. He's going to be brought down for a loss.
That was a nice job by, I believe it was the defensive end there for Herriman, making the stop in the backfield. And don't know if Murdoch got any yards on that one.
Second and long coming up here for Bountiful. It's 2nd and 19. Ball on the 11. Backed up inside their own red zone. After the huge run from Fekitoa is called back.
This is a little bit of dangerous territory for this Bountiful offense.
Gilman will take the snap. He'll look at the throw. Steps up. Over the middle and caught and dropped by Tidwell. Tidwell trying to bring that one in and unfortunately can't. And it brings up 3rd down.
A nice job by the Herriman defender, number 21 there, as he stayed in the fight. That's one thing that you always want to coach your young players to do. Stay with it. Keep fighting there. Nice work by Troy Ellermeyer to knock the ball loose there at the end.
3rd and very long coming up here for the home side in their red jerseys and gray helmets. Herriman in the white jerseys and blue helmets. Handoff now to the running back. It's Murdoch. He'll cut up. Zeke Murdoch trying to get some ground there. Not much on the carry, but it'll set him up a little bit better as the punt team gets ready to come out for this Bountiful side.
And it's been a risky endeavor punting the ball for Bountiful. We'll see if they've been able to correct a little bit of the misgivings there. Sometimes it's just about the mentality, right, Alex? You just got to shake off whatever's happened in the past, go out and execute how you know how to execute.
3 opportunities to punt for this Bountiful side. 2 of them with a high snap. Let's see if they're able to get it off here. caught and booted away. Nicely done by Tidwell to get this one out. Takes a bounce at the 40. It'll keep rolling back past the 35. It'll be called dead at about the 32. And now Herriman back in control as their offense will trot out for the first time here in the second half.
You see this Herriman offense coming out. It's been an experiment in the first half, right? Trying to figure out your identity, trying to figure out what works.
Benson leading out this offense again. First down. As the ball is snapped, he'll hand it off to Buhler. And Buhler will be brought down maybe just a yard on that gain. And it'll bring up second down for the Mustangs.
And you see part of the reason for that experiment has been this Bountiful defense. They are stout, well coached, very disciplined, not a lot of yards up front, especially not up the middle. And it's not an extremely big defensive front, but they just play hard, execute. You see defensive linemen getting their hands on the offensive line, not allowing any movement.
Second down, and it'll run. Buhler will go out to the left. Buhler breaks one, and Buhler's finally pushed out of bounds. Huge run from Kyle Buhler, and that's a first down Herriman. And it looks like we'll have a timeout called as there's a player down after the play. We'll take a step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. Good to see the senior wide receiver, Riker Renteria, back on his feet, walking back towards the sideline. We hope he's all right after taking a hit there, having to get looked at by the medical staff, but good to see him back walk off on his own accord.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of injuries early on, not a lot of cramping. It's great weather tonight, and that's always a good thing. We hope Renteria is okay.
Benson will go out. Nice little screen pass there out to Drayden Stilson as Stilson's brought down. Nice gain by the Herriman Mustangs.
And Herriman's found some good positive gains on those little short out routes. You see Bountiful's not super dedicated to taking that away. They're willing to allow that. They don't want anything to go over the top, and understandably so. That's really been the biggest mistake that the defense has had all game.
3rd and 5 coming up here for Herriman. Fullback in, played out, Hatch with the catch, and just short of the marker. Nicely done there by the Bountiful defense No, they'll give it to him. They'll give him the first.
I don't know if shadows are playing tricks on us or if it's that view through the window. That's a first down. We'll go ahead and move on.
First down coming up here for the Mustangs.
Love and positivity.
There we go. 13-9, still Redhawk lead. Fullback in for the Mustangs. Benson will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Buhler. Buhler maybe gets 2 on the carry. Short run there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, see, I thought he actually got an extra yard on that one. Looks like his knee might have touched earlier. But again, you're seeing the teeth of that Bountiful defense just not allowing anything through. You see big number 74 eating up a lot of space.
For second down coming up for the Mustangs. Benson will drop back. He'll cut out to his left. Looking to throw over the middle. Looking for number 10, Toa Roberts, the tight end, but it goes incomplete.
You can see Roberts, just a big target over there, but the ball just a little bit outside of his reach, and takes a licking and pops right back up.
It's getting loud in here, Brian.
I don't know if the crowd is asking for candy bars.
Positivity, there we go. Benson will line up with a 3rd and 8. He'll take the snap, high snap, but is able to bring it in. Benson has to cut out to his left, escapes the pressure, but he's going to be sacked.
So much of pass rush is just dedication and sticking with it to the very end. You see that Benson able to avoid the initial rush, gets outside, but that persistence pays off for the Bountiful pass rush, and they take him down short of the sticks, and it's going to be a punt for Herriman and another opportunity for this Bountiful offense.
4th down coming up for the visitors. They'll have to boot this one away. Sadal will punch it out. And Beck trying to get a return. Quickly brought down. Excuse me, that's number 13. Connor Clark trying to hit the return, but nicely covered there by the Herriman coverage team.
In kind of no man's land with that knuckleball style punt there. Puts the returner in a tough situation where you're trying to make a decision on the fly, right? When you're having to think through things in the game of football, that's usually, that hesitation is not a great place.
Now here comes the Bountiful offense once more as Emerson Galeman will make his way out. 1st down here for the home side. Galeman will take the snap. He'll hand it off. He'll keep it. He'll run out to his left, and it's into the hands of Connor Clark. Hits the ground, incomplete.
Yeah, he had Clark the whole way, just beat the defender right off the ball, not able to throw it in there. Just one of those plays that, man, so close. This has kind of been the story of Bountiful's offense all game long. We've had the opportunities, just hasn't always gone in your favor. You hear that crowd sensing the moment, trying to cheer on the Redhawks.
2nd down coming up. Ball on the 14-yard line for the home side. It's, again, Galeman who will take the snap. This time it's a handoff to Fekitoa, who goes out to the right. Fekitoa has room, and Fekitoa with a 1st down run. He does it again, Siaki Fekitoa.
He's just like a cheat code out there. You hand the ball off, and it's an automatic 1st down, if not a touchdown. You know, I understand giving him a little bit of break. He ran 80 yards on a penalty. Love and positivity.
Fekitoa, the junior running back, putting this offense on his back, picks up the 1st, and Bountiful now setting up shop at the 25 with a 1st down. Galeman. Fekitoa lined up alongside him. He'll throw it over the middle. Tidwell with the catch, keeps his footing. He's at the 30, he's at the 20, and now it's going to be a touchdown, Redhawks.
Fly, Redhawks, fly. What a throw. It's just a pitch and catch game right out there with Emerson Galeman and Britton Tidwell. Hits him in stride, and nobody's going to catch him. He scampers into the end zone for another Redhawks touchdown.
Tidwell taking it all the way to the house. Bountiful leads. PAT coming up. Zayas out. Landon Zayas. The snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, Bountiful now leads it 20-9. Tidwell with an amazing reception.
Great teams are the kinds of teams that can evolve during the course of a game and correct mistakes on the fly. And I think you saw, we've talked a lot about missed timing, missed throws, just being a hair or two off right there or here and there. And on that play, it was just perfect perfection. Emerson Galeman comes off the field and he is fired up. Almost tipped over a Gatorade cooler. He was so excited. I think that's what you really love to see. Those guys being proud of themselves for fighting through the mistakes and connecting on a big play like that. And for this Herriman defense, they've hung in the fight for so long. Kind of wondered if it was only a matter of time before something like that happened.
Good on Tidwell as well. Almost lost his footing right here at the 50. It looked like for a second he was going to go down. Amazing job to keep his footing and take that one all the way to the house.
Once he saw the bright lights of that north end zone, it was on to the finish. It's almost like Noah Lyles there running that 100-meter, right? Maybe not that fast.
That ball will go over the end zone and out for a touchback. And the Bountiful Redhawks, the Herriman Mustangs, will get to set up shop at the 20.
And where you get the ball out of the 20-yard line at the high school level, it really makes that touchback advantageous. It allows your defense plenty of space to work with, backs the offense up a little bit. 80 yards is a long way to go at any level of football, but especially at the high school level.
First down coming up here for Herriman. Not the best of starts here on their first couple of possessions in the second half. We'll see if they can move the ball down. That one goes incomplete. Looking in the direction of, I believe that's number 88. Numbers are getting hard to look at from up here in the window.
It doesn't hurt that there are two 88s on the roster, so it's either Devin Peterson or Carson Davies who was out there. But regardless, I think you see Benson there pressing just a little bit, trying to make something happen, right? He sees the score on the other end, wants to come out and make a play.
Benson will now look to throw. Gets it out to Lamoni Matua. Matua taking it up the sideline. We got two flags coming out as Matua steps out of bounds.
And you see the two former offensive linemen in the booth both shaking their heads. Our production assistant for today's game, Braden Peterson, and I hate that call. But the hardest part is it negates a great play by Matua there, right? His spin move as he controls the ball, able to get outside for a few extra yards, and we'll wait for the official signal here. But usually in that vicinity, it's too much hugging.
And it is. It will be a holding call against the Mustangs. That ball's going back. It'll be replay second down here as Matua, like you said, made a good move, but unfortunately we'll go back.
And I like the play call too. He's a playmaker. You can see the athleticism, the speed. Get the ball in his hands, let him try to make something happen, and unfortunately it results in a penalty. And now Herriman's really backed up. It does two things. One, it makes it a lot further to go for a first down. Two, you really don't have a lot of calls in the playbook for 2nd and 20. And we've seen this Bountiful defense just be absolutely tenacious in the pass rush. Makes me nervous as well if I'm a Herriman fan.
2nd and 20, ball on the 10. Benson gets it out. Matua over the middle. Matua now taking it up, and Matua with a great catch and run there as Matua gets some yards back.
Yeah, I apologize for speaking over you there, Alex, but I'm excited because it's not only a great call, but it's great execution. You like the inside slip screen there, trying to take advantage of that Bountiful rush, right? And a great job by Benson to throw the ball and Matua to secure it and get that yardage. It gets you into 3rd and long, but 3rd and long is a lot better than 3rd and 20.
3rd and long, we'll see what this Herriman Mustang offense has up their sleeves. Down 20-9. Matua goes in motion. Benson takes the snap. He'll drop back over the middle, towards the far sideline, and it falls incomplete. Again, in the direction of, we'll say, Devin Peterson, and it falls into the turf and incomplete.
All things being equal, that's not a great possession for Herriman, but you'll take it, right? You tried, a couple mistakes there. You get out of it without any serious errors, able to punt the ball away. They've been pretty successful in getting the field flipped against this Redhawks special unit. We'll see if maybe Bountiful's got something in the bag of tricks here, maybe try to get a block, but nevertheless, with Bountiful's offense at this point, you just take the ball.
Sadal will boot this one away. It'll land into the hands of Cannon Clark. And Clark will take it up. Nice return and into Herriman territory.
And you can see why they have Clark and McSwain back there. They're both very explosive guys. They're willing to kind of let them have some autonomy and decision-making in terms of how they return and when they return and pick up those balls. And at that point in time, it leads to a great return, even better field position here for Bountiful.
Apologies, it's Connor Clark. I keep calling him Cannon because there's a soccer player named Cannon Clark, and my brain is it's our first game too. It's our first game too.
There's a lot of players in the state of Utah to remember.
Ball snapped. Gilman will hand it off. This one will go to, it looks like number 12, as that's Dawson Allop with the carry. And a nice little 1-yard gain pickup there from the Bountiful Redhawks.
It looked like it was a lot more, right? But that, again, the teeth of that defensive front for Herriman has been solid all night long. A few lapses here and there, but overall, they've played extremely well. You're never going to completely stop a back like Siale Fikitoa, right?
Second down coming up here for the home side. Ball on the 43-yard line. Gilman will take the snap. He'll hand it off. This time it's Fekitoa. Fekitoa makes 3 miss, and Fekitoa's still on his feet. How about it? He does it again. Siaki Fekitoa.
It's a dance revolution from Siaki Fekitoa out there as he's 1 move, 2 move, shakes the hips, and gets the first down. I apologize. I called him Siali. It's Siaki Fekitoa. Remember the name, Brian.
We talk about who's going to replace Satuala on this offensive side for Bountiful, and I think Fekitoa has made a case for himself tonight.
Yeah, he has, and he's done a great job of it too.
Gilman going deep and over as he's looking for McSwain. Incomplete, but I like the shot taken to the end zone.
Yeah, and you put a little extra juice on that one. I'm not sure if maybe the wide receiver got hung up with the defensive back there. Nice job in coverage. Just a little bit outside his reach. Based on the reaction from Gilman, I think he wishes he could have had that one back. The good news is it's only 2nd and 10, so they've got an opportunity here for a timeout, looks like. Nope.
2nd and 10, ball on the 32.
We got a substitution up here. I don't know what the official keeps seeing there, if it's a mouthpiece issue or something of that nature, but we're ready to go.
That's twice now that De'Eric Pedersen is sent back to the sideline. Gilman will leave it for who else? Siaki up the middle, gets a nice run there on 2nd down.
And one of the rare times where a Herriman defender actually caught him mid-cutback. Probably why his forward momentum was stopped like that. Otherwise, he's looking to cut it back, had more open field to go. Nevertheless, he still gets 5 yards, puts them, we're at it. 3rd and brown bear, 3rd and manageable, 3rd and whatever your adjective.
3rd and average coming up here for the, it's just going to keep changing all season long.
I'm going to buy myself a Thoris this week.
Gilman will take the snap. He'll leave it, he'll pull it out to the right. It's caught. Tidwell as he goes out of bounds. Big play there for the Redhawks offense, and they're back into the red zone.
I love that play design. You see that we're watching the defender drop back as they're trying to disguise the coverage, and so you run a deep route, clears out that space, and then run the little drag underneath it. And Gilman on the rollout, it's just an easy pitch and catch, and that leads to an easy conversion for the Bountiful Redhawks.
Tidwell, who got the touchdown on the last drive, now sets them up inside the red zone. We'll see if they can capitalize now. 3 trips, 3 field goals, 1 blocked. Gilman steps up. Gilman looking to throw, just dumps it off underneath to Bo Birmingham. And that ball, nice little gain there from the Redhawks offense.
And you can see the patience by Gilman there in the pocket. Looks like
incomplete.
Yeah, they waved it off. I don't know if he bobbled it or if it got knocked away there at the end. Shout out to our production assistant Sayer on that one, on top of things.
2nd down now coming up for Bountiful. Ball on the 15-yard line. 2nd down. Gilman will take the snap. He'll hand it off. He'll keep it. He'll pull it out to the right. Taking it up. Pushed out of bounds. Nicely hit that. Nicely done there by, I believe that's McCray Parker, the linebacker.
Yeah, good hit there, but you see that's a year of growth for Emerson Gilman there, where normally he might not have had that strength to fight through some of that contact. And listen, you don't want to put your quarterback in harm's way too much, but you love seeing him bounce back up He's a tough hombre. You know, this Bountiful offense is going to need his legs at some point in time this season.
3rd and 5, ball on the 10. Big third down play here coming up for Bountiful. Can the Herriman Mustangs defense come up big? Handoff to Fekitoa. Fekitoa gets the first, and Siaki Fekitoa again with a nice run.
What do you do if you're a defender at that point? You know, we talk about his size, and he is a little bit smaller for a running back, but he uses it so well to his advantage. He gets right behind those offensive linemen, runs with patience and vision, and he turns what should have been a 5-yard gain into a first down. So, listen, if you're tired of me gushing about Siaki Fekitoa, you know, maybe switch to the Red Zone channel.
1 minute. 1 minute left to go here in the third. The Redhawks with a 1st and goal. Bringing out the big guns as Fekitoa just up the middle. He's in. Touchdown. Redhawks. Siaki Fekitoa into the end zone.
I want it. I got it. Siaki Fekitoa had a touchdown taken away earlier. Wasn't having it on that one. He rumbles into the end zone for the score. And it's another Redhawks touchdown. I believe that is his first of the game.
First touchdown of the year for the junior running back, Siaki Fekitoa. Zayas with the kick. The extra point is good, and it is now a 27-9 lead for the Bountiful Redhawks.
Yeah, first rushing touchdown of the year. He did have the reception in the first half. So regardless, Siaki Fekitoa picking up where he left off last year, and just absolute stellar performance from him. I believe in my heart he still has an 80-yard touchdown out there. It may not show up on the scoreboard, it shows up in my heart. But this Bountiful offense has done exactly what we were talking about at halftime, Alex. Settled down, they've eliminated a lot of the mistakes. You know, I thought the defense played outstanding for the most part in the first half. They've continued that, and for this Herriman offense now, as those scores start to rack up, the tension builds more and more. And you have to wonder, this is a young football team, an inexperienced quarterback, even though he's a senior, how is he going to respond to that tension, that stress?
Ball will be booted away now by Zayas. Big kick there from the Bountiful Redhawks into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and like you mentioned, Benson coming out, leading this offense again. What do they have to do here to make sure they get some points and make sure they can keep this one close as we approach the end of the third?
Well, we've seen them try to run the ball, and it really hasn't had a lot of success. But you have to try and stay with the run game as much as possible. And really, at this point in time, it's not about getting another score before the quarter. It's about sustaining a drive. You've got maybe 2 or 3 possessions left offensively in this game. So do what you can to sustain a drive right here.
Benson will hand this one off. I believe that was Yamatai Tai, and he'll be swallowed in the backfield. It'll be a loss for the Mustangs.
Yeah, right idea. Just missed the hole a little bit. There was a nice little cutback if he could have gotten there. I think part of the problem was they just got so much push from that Bountiful defensive front. And, you know, again, a young group up front for Herriman as well. They're taking their licks.
Benson will take the snap. He'll drop back. Pressure coming. Escapes out to his right. Scrambles now, trying to get some of that yardage back, and does. It'll still be a 3rd and long, but nicely done there by Benson.
Yeah, it's a great decision on his part. He's not an elite athlete by any stretch, but if you can get out and use your legs a little bit, get those defenders questioning things. That's the biggest thing that you need to do if you're Herriman, is get this defense uncomfortable, get them thinking, because right now they're just going out and executing and playing with aggression.
After 3 quarters, the Bountiful Redhawks lead it 27-9 here at home on opening week of the Utah high school football season. We got 1 quarter left. Don't go anywhere. 4th quarter action when we return here on the Rewind Sports Network.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at BurtBrothers.com.
This is apple cider vinegar from NutriCost. This is apple cider vinegar from another leading brand. NutriCost has 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. So does this other brand. NutriCost is third-party tested, non-GMO, and gluten-free. This other brand? Well, we're not sure. NutriCost is also available at a great price.
Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Napolis. That's Brian Brown. Fourth quarter action starting here at Larry Wall Stadium. Benson will take it out. He'll be short. No. Depending on where the spot is, that might be a first, Brian.
Yeah, from my perspective, it didn't look like a first. From the official's perspective, it certainly does, and they are moving the chains. That's a massive pickup there by the Herriman Mustangs on 3rd and long.
Big first down to start the fourth quarter. It's Bountiful who leads it 27-9. Benson again will take the snap. He'll go out to Hatch. Tyler Hatch trying to get some more on the wide receiver screen, but he's brought down, nicely read by the Redhawks.
And really, that's a big pickup for a variety of reasons for Herriman. Number one, most importantly, it sustains the drive. Number two, it keeps that Bountiful defense out on the field, wears them down a little bit. Again, Bountiful, a lot of talent on this team, but more than a few guys are going both ways. So the longer you keep them out there, the better it gives you a chance of scoring here.
Run by the Mustangs. That's going to be Bueller, who's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Third down coming up here for the Mustangs. Third and 6. Benson and his offense need to get the first down. 3 receivers lined out over to the far side. Bountiful is going to bring the pressure. Benson steps up, cuts out to the right. He has the first, and he'll step out of bounds. Nice scramble attempt there from Benson.
You talk about it. He's done a great job all game long of staying in the pocket, saving those scrambles for when they need it the most, able to move the chains there, able to keep this drive going, and Herriman's starting to build some confidence right now.
First down, hand off to Bueller. Bueller will take it up. About a 3, maybe 4-yard gain there from Kyle Bueller, the senior running back.
Again, those are 2 or 3 yard gains in the first 3 quarters. Right now it's a 4-yard gain. That's why you stay with the run game, even though it doesn't always seem to be working. And Herriman's finding a good rhythm right now with the play calls.
Snap, handoff. That's going to be Sione Nau, who will bounce it out to the right, but not much to go there as he's going to be brought down for a loss.
Yeah, trying to catch Bountiful, kind of standing on their heels a little bit, and this is an experienced, disciplined defense. They were having none of that, and so that was going to put you back in 3rd and long now.
3rd and long coming up here for the Herriman Mustangs. Another 3rd down situation, another chance where they need to convert. Benson will drop back, looking to throw over the middle. It's caught, brought in, and it's going to be a first down. Caught there by Stetson Jones.
It was so nice. He caught it twice. Stetson Jones, a little bobble, able to secure the ball, though. He's beyond the sticks, and that's a great job of both coaching and running a route, right? You always want to tell your receivers, run beyond the sticks, so that way we can get the first down.
Benson, false start. Looks like the left side of that Herriman O-line jumped prior to the snap, so back him up just a little bit here.
And you can see sometimes the excitement gets to you. There's an offensive lineman You start to feel that rhythm, start to get some yardage, get a little excited, and realistically, this Bountiful defense is tough, man. The rush that they put on tonight has been impressive.
Benson will drop back. He'll throw it out to his right. Caught. Brought in. Nicely done there by Drayton Stilson with the catch. But it's going to be second down coming up here for the Mustangs.
And you're seeing Herriman's doing a great job of using a variety of wide receivers right now. Benson just staying in the pocket, staying calm, staying comfortable.
Benson will drop back. He's looking to throw over the top, lobs it towards Stillman, and it falls, or excuse me, that's Tyler Hatch, and it falls incomplete. And a flag, a late flag comes out.
Not sure what the flag is on that one. In terms of taking a shot there, it's not the worst time to do so, right? You're second and long. You're on the right side of the 50 there. You need a couple scores to get back in this one. Maybe you try and catch a defender sleeping on that one. I'm not sure what the flag is going to be here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against the home side. It'll be a first down for the Mustangs, and it'll give them some extra yardage.
We haven't seen a lot of chippiness this game, but that's a critical penalty there from Bountiful. Those are the kind of penalties that give Coach Freckleton gray hairs.
Benson out quickly to Matua, and Matua doing a great job to get up in the air, bring that one in. Good catch there from Matua.
Again, using a variety of receivers and in a variety of ways. We saw Matua catch the pass earlier in the backfield. We've seen him run the ball, I believe, a time or two.
Second and short coming up. Benson will keep. Benson will go out, looking towards Peyton Wassam, and it'll go incomplete.
Yeah, he had his receiver out there open, but it looked like the pressure from Max Manning might have disrupted the throw just a little bit, allowed it to sail on him. You hear people on broadcast talk about throwing on platform. It's a lot of why they teach quarterbacks to throw the way they do, so they can drive that ball rather than sailing or floating them out there.
3rd and 4 coming up from just outside the red zone. Benson takes the snap. Flags come out prior to, and we'll have another false start called here against the Mustangs.
And that's fatigue starting to wear a little bit. You're trying to get off the ball and get into a defender, especially with a younger team where it's you're learning on the fly and growing and having to fight through a lot of mistakes.
3rd and long. Benson will leave it for Ty. Ty makes one miss, cuts it up, and gets a good gain, but it's not enough for the first.
And that's enough yardage to maybe go for it here on 4th down. Looks like that's what they're going to do here, but a great effort by Ty there. The second effort sheds the first tackle, and this Bountiful defense, they fly to the football. They hit hard.
4th down coming up. It's a 4th and 7. Ball on the 26. Ball is snapped. Drop back. Benson looking to throw. Going deep towards the end zone. Incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on downs as the Redhawks get the ball back.
And Justice Taufa putting the pressure on from the backside there. The great rushers know when to use a move, when to put the pressure, when to bring the most effort. Taufa did a great job of bringing it when they needed it the most. Again, another one of those plays where Benson just, it's a little too much underneath it, and the ball falls incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs, and for this Redhawks offense with about 6 minutes left here, maybe not enough time where you can take the entire clock down. You can certainly kill a lot of clock right now.
Gilman will take the snap. He'll hand it off. It's Siaki once again, makes the carry up the middle. Not much going there, about maybe 2-3 yards on the gain for Siaki Fekitoa.
And that's okay. Really, if you're Bountiful right now, 2 to 3 yard gains are exactly what you want, because your biggest enemy right now is the clock. And so that's the game that you're fighting. You want to both possess the ball and work that clock, but you don't want to do it in a way that takes the steam out of your team. It's almost an art form in some respects.
Gilman on second down will take the snap. Again, it's Fekitoa. This time cuts out to his right, stumbles but keeps his footing. And now here comes Fekitoa. Gets the first and more. Siaki Fekitoa. I think it's safe to say that puts him over 100 tonight, Brian.
What more can you say about Siaki Fekitoa, right? Avoids the defender at the line of scrimmage, gets outside, has that speed, converts the first down, gets a few more. If he doesn't have 100 yards, Alex, then we riot.
First down coming up here for the Redhawks. Incredible performance tonight from Fekitoa. Ball on the 46-yard line. 5:30 left to go here in the fourth. Bountiful leads at 27-9. Run up the middle. Not much going there. Gets about 4 on the rush.
And again, that's really what you want if you're Bountiful. It's great that Fekitoa gets the conversion and flips the field there, but just keep chopping that clock up.
Tidwell checking in. Gilman now getting his troops to the line of scrimmage. Second down. 2 receivers out to the far side. Murdoch bounces out. Gilman drops back, steps up, going deep, over the head of Tidwell, gets his fingertips on it, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, a bit of a, I don't want to say gamble there, but interesting call to take a shot. I think some of that is you want to try and keep the defense honest, but maybe a little too soon at this point. Although you're up 27-9 right now, I think Bountiful is clearly in the driver's seat.
3rd and 7, ball on the 49. Need to get it into Herriman territory for the conversion. Steps up, and he's going to be wrestled down, brought down for a sack, and Herriman's defense with another sack on the night.
Yeah, nice job by number 7, Nu'u Muai, the senior defensive lineman. He's fired up, as he should be. Those interior guys, they don't get the love that they deserve. Just dudes that always put in the work. It's nice to see a big dog get a sack.
4th down coming up here for the Redhawks. Tidwell back. It looks like they'll punt this one away. Tidwell will break out to his right. He'll punt it out. And a fair catch called there at about the 15-yard line. We'll see where they bring it down, but it'll be Herriman ball once more.
And I don't know about an MVP, but I tell you what, Tidwell is a definite Iron Man. He punts, he catches passes, he plays defense. Shout out to Britton Tidwell on a lot of effort this game. You can see him getting a well-deserved rest. He's trying to wave the coaches off, said, I don't want to come out. You love those kinds of players.
Oh, we have a stoppage in play. Let's take a look at some of the scores around the state. Orem up 28-6 against Pleasant Grove. Layton up 26-17. Westfield in their very first game. Syracuse and Riverton with a close one. Riverton up 13-7 there. Is nice pitch and catch there from the Herriman Mustangs. Lone Peak up 21-0 against the Bingham Miners. Lehigh up 35-7 against the Davis Darts. Farmington down 35-7 against Roy. Mountain Ridge 27-14 against Fremont. And the Game Night Live Game of the Week, Corner Canyon up 49-35 against American Fork. That ball will fall incomplete. and it will bring up 3rd down.
A little surprised with that Lehigh Davis score. I thought that would be a tightly contested match. Lehigh definitely one of the top teams in the state.
Big 3rd down coming up for the Mustangs. Ball on the 21. Benson will throw. Benson caught and brought down. Again, Lamoni Matua making a good catch as he gets the first. And is able to extend the drive here for the Mustang Herrimans. Herriman Mustangs.
The Mustangs of Herriman.
There you go.
The mighty Mustangs.
1st down. Benson will look to pass. Almost intercepted. Coming screaming across the field was Connor Clark. And it goes incomplete.
Hey, Connor Clark's clearly been waiting for that one all game long. Read it the entire way. Makes a great break on the ball. Just not able to reel it in before he tumbles out of bounds. But nevertheless, that's one of those confidence moments as a quarterback. Just got to shake it off, right? Come back for the next play.
Benson will drop back. Matua there makes the catch and is quickly brought down by the Bountiful defense.
And Matua's really emerged here in the second half as kind of a go-to guy for Benson, and it's good to see them developing that chemistry. You know, you put a lot of emphasis on this first game, but there's an entire season left to play, and Herriman's still got to go compete in their region.
Benson will leave it for will keep it. Benson with the scramble, gets the first and more. Brought down at the 49. Bryce Benson turning on the Jets.
Yeah, I love that play call, and just more moments of confidence for Bryce Benson there. Does a great job of pulling on the zone read and getting outside.
Quickly taken by the Mustangs. Run up the middle, and a nice gain there from the visiting side.
Yeah, Bueller again on the handoff, just right up the middle, and you're seeing the no huddle having a good effect here for Herriman.
Going quickly again. Bueller, the flag comes out. A little bit of a late flag, but...
And again, trying to rush a little bit too much there. Catching that Bountiful defense off guard, especially as they're substituting. It looks like they're able to get I guess that's an encroachment penalty, but that'll be enough for a 1st down.
Big call there.
Yeah.
Big penalty for the...
Excuse me. Too many men on the field. That's what I was trying to figure out why the clock was stopped.
Nonetheless, 1st down here for the Mustangs as Benson will drop back. The pressure coming on the backside, and he's going to be sacked. That's going to be Beck Sanders, who gets quickly into the backfield and brings him down.
And it's a great job by him coming from the backside. Beats his man, and you see Benson back there trying to will his receiver open, and it's a little bit too much time, and down he goes.
1:30 left to go. Benson drops back, and it's incomplete. Looking for number 6. I believe that's Stetson Jones as it falls to the turf.
Yeah, we've seen Stetson Jones have another big pickup for a 1st down. Not able to reel it in on that one. So, again, sometimes the last play can linger a little longer. You see Benson just not able to step into that one.
3rd and long coming up here for the Herriman Mustangs. Ball on the 48. They need to get it past the 30 for the conversion. High snap. Benson tries to get it. Recovered by the Redhawks, and that should do it. That will do it. The Bountiful Redhawks at home are going to win their 1st game of the year.
It's the 1st turnover of the game for Herriman, and it's just the nail in the coffin. You see the Redhawks have been in hot pursuit all night long. Finally get the fumble recovery after the high snap, and with less than 2 minutes, Alex, it does look like the fat lady, bless her heart, is singing her loudest.
Bountiful now here can just come out, run some time off the clock, and then take a couple of knees, and they'll call it good. had a dedication for the Larry Walls Stadium earlier. So good way to start the season here at home.
New field, new scoreboard, and no better way to start that out than with a victory. And for Bountiful, it's the kind of win that as a coach in your first game, you almost want to have, right? Plenty of things to work on next week in practice. A lot of good points. Siaki Fekitoa, Emerson Gelman, as advertised tonight. Great job by Britton Tidwell. The offensive line, I thought, did a good job up front. But for a team that has high aspirations, there'll be a lot of work to do in the film room on tomorrow or Monday.
Good win from the 5A runner-ups in Bountiful. And, of course, the Matt Rickers era for the Herriman Mustangs will start with a loss. But I like their fight. I like their heart and their determination. Held Bountiful really good in the first half, but that second half was all Redhawks.
It was, and that's what you expect from an experienced team with great culture and a great head coach in Jason Freckleton. He's done a really good job with this program and building it. You know, they have a proud tradition in history. As Larry Wall was a legendary coach here, won 4 state championships. That's why they named the stadium after him. But you know, this is what makes high school football so great, right? Like the ebbs and flows, and for a Herriman program that's just restarting under a new coach and a new era, you have to be proud of what they did tonight.
Great effort, great determination from the Herriman Mustangs. Bountiful doing a fantastic job getting the win here at home. They'll go to 1-0 on the year. The Mustangs, of course, will fall to 0-1. The final score at Larry Walls Stadium here in Bountiful, Utah. The Redhawks take it 27-9. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. From Alex Napolis, Brian Brown, Sayer, you got more to say?
I was just going to say, do we need to pick an MVP?
Oh, we got an MVP. I think we know where we're going with this one.
Yeah, it's Siaki Fekitoa, right? Just an outstanding game for him, and just wanted to give him a little bit of extra love tonight. 1 receiving touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. Definitely got the 100 yards.
That's on me. Again, first game of the season. We let it slip, but we can't go without giving recognition to Fekitoa. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Napolis. He's Brian Brown. Big shout out to Bill Francis on the camera. Big shout out to Sayer Nielsen on the scoreboard. And a big shout out to Brayton Peterson for helping us keep track of the stats and scores here at Bountiful High School. We'll be back next week, and we'll be here with you all through November for high school football here in the state of Utah on KSLSports.com.